Hi, y'all. I'm Barry Hack. Today, we're going to be talking about dreams. It could be a dream of becoming a great leader, an astronaut, an inventor, a businessman. But more importantly, we're actually talking about dreams that you have while you're sleeping. You ever had one of those dreams that you wake up and you're like, whoa, what just happened? Why do I remember that dream more than anything else? It's kind of nice when you have a bad dream and it goes away and you don't remember it, but sometimes you have those dreams that are so vivid, so real, and you wake up and you kind of wonder, I wonder what that means. I wonder what that was all about. Well, today we're going to talking about a man who lived over 3,700 years ago, a second generation Israelite. Remember, Jacob was the first guy, and his God changed his name to Israel, so he's first generation. Now he has sons, and now one of his 12 sons, his name is Joseph, is on the scene. In fact, the title of the Genesis chapter 37 is Joseph's Dreams. So here's Joseph, tells us he's a man of 17 years of age, so a teenager, and he's out with his brothers tending flocks. That's what they did. They took care of the flocks, the sheep, the goats, camels, everything like that. And Joseph comes back and he brings his father a bad report about his brothers. So we find out he's a little bit of a tattletale. Well, he may have been a perfectionist, and he's just trying to encourage his brothers. Come on, guys, you can do better than that. Don't slough off when dad gives you something to do. Do it right. Be honest. Be courteous. Be bold about what you're doing. But he brings his dad a bad report. Brothers don't like that, obviously. You ever had a brother or sister and brought mom or dad a bad report and thought you're going to get, that a boy? And instead, mom and dad, what do they say? Don't be a tattletale. So here he brings his dad a bad report. Dad gets on to the brothers, and then dad says a little while later, loved him more than any of the other brothers. In fact, dad loved him so much, he makes him this ornate garment. I mean, just beautiful, kind of showing off how much he loves this son. Not a good thing to do in a family, to love one family member more than you love anybody else. But this is what's going on. So the other 11 brothers kind of have this thing. They have this hatred toward Joseph already. So then what happens? Joseph has a dream. Now, he may have been trying to connect with his brothers by telling them this dream, and then he may have also been going, I wonder what it means. But in his dream, he says that, telling his brothers that these sheaves of grain, 11 of them, stood upright and along with his, and then they bow down while his remains upright. They all bow down to him. And his brothers go, do you intend to rule over us? You're just a young punk kid who brings, as a tattletale, brings bad reports to dad and to mom. No, we don't want you ruling over us. So he goes on from there and comes back and he has another dream. And he tells his brothers again. And he says, this time the sun and the moon and 11 stars bow down to me. And his brothers are like, oh, this kid. And so he goes and he tells his dad, and he says, Dad, he says, I had a dream, sun, the moon, 11 stars are all bowing down to me. It was so real, it was so amazing. Now, I'm adding the amazing. He's not saying that, but he's telling the dream to his dad. Dad says, do you intend to rule over me and your mother and your brothers? And he kind of rebukes him here and tells him, this ain't going to happen. But it does say that Israel kept that in mind. So now, more time passes, and he sends Joseph off to go check on his brothers. And as Joseph's going off to check on his brothers, he reaches this place called Dothan. And as he's there, he says, hey, I'm sorry, not Dothan, Shechem. He gets to Shechem, and he says, hey, where are my brothers at? To a guy, and he goes, they're not here. I heard him saying something about going to Dothan. So he gets to Dothan, and as he's walking, I'm sure this ornate robe, this garment that his father built for him, is gleaming in the sunlight. And I mean, I'm sure he's stuck out like a sore thumb. So as he's going, his brothers see him, and they say, you know what? Let's get rid of this guy. Let's kill him. And one of the brothers comes to his rescue and says, no, let's not kill him. Let's just throw him in that cistern over there until we figure out what to do with him. The hatred had grown to a point to where they wanted to kill him. Not good family behavior. My sister and I used to fight, but I never wanted to kill her. In fact, when she had a boyfriend that came by the house that had mistreated her, I wanted to take care of that boyfriend, teach him a lesson. So, yeah, having good family relations is important, probably a key to the story as well. But here's Joseph coming. They take him, they throw him in the cistern, and what should happen? Reuben comes and says, you know, guys, we probably shouldn't kill him. Let's sell him. You know, if we sell him as a slave, it takes him away from us. We don't have to deal with him, and so you know we kind of solve the problem. We can be free from the blood guilt of killing someone, and we'll make a little bit of a profit, and that guy will be gone. Don't have to deal with him, and Dad can start loving on us again instead of that guy. So they see some Ishmaelites coming by, and they bring them out of the well and they sell them. And now, when you hear how much they sell them for, it was like, here, buy one, get one free type thing. They sold them for basically a couple $100 in today's money. Even if silver was back in the 70s prices, the highest it's ever been, it would have been like $800-900. So not a lot of money to sell a human life for, but they wanted to get rid of them. So they sold him, and the story tells us that he's taken down to Egypt. Now the brothers have to decide what to do. They took that robe off him. I bet they ripped it off him. They took it, tore it up, and then they dipped it in some animal blood and took it to the dad, Israel, and said, hey, your son that you sent after us, he must have got eaten by wolves, by wild animals. Examine, is this the coat? You know, they're playing it off like, you know, they didn't know what happened to him. But here he is down in Egypt, and we're going to carry this story off till next week. There's some things I want you all to realize. 17 is when he got this dream or received this dream, and you will find out that it's not until age 30 that this dream is actually enacted. He goes through 13 years of hardship, and not fun hardship. We'll find out more next week. Joseph is sold to a man as a slave and has to work at his household, helping do all the chores. So God bless y'all. Dream big this week. Talk to you later. Bye.